Hey everybody, this is Sean B. Bradley, CEO of Dealer Synergy, and it's Make Money Mondays. Come on, what time is it? It is Make Money Mondays. It's not Think Tank Tuesday, that's tomorrow. Today is Making Money time and it's Monday, so let's go right into it. Folks, telling you right now what I am seeing, what is the trend that's disturbing to me, is that there's a lot of leads and not enough people. You ever heard that phrase, too many chiefs, not enough Indians? Well, unfortunately, that's what's rampant in our industry. I can't tell you how many dealerships have an abundance of leads, but they don't have enough people to mine those leads, to work those leads. Now, give me a little latitude here for a second, because people are like, oh, I don't want it. Every trainer's thing is get more people. That's what everybody says, get more people, and there's a cost-benefit analysis. Just let me explain what's in my head for a second. If you have X amount of leads, let's just say 500 leads, but you only have 2 people working those leads, you've got to understand point 1, scheduling. Your people are not going to work 7 days a week. Even if your dealership is only open 6 days a week, your individual people are not working 6 straight days bell to bell. Usually, 95% of the dealership doesn't operate like that. Usually, they're going to work 5 working days, and usually they're going to have a 8 or 9 hour shift. So what happens if you've got 500 leads, you've only got 2 people working those leads, and let's say somebody leaves at 6 o'clock. What happens to all those leads? Crickets, 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 crickets. That's right, nothing. Those leads basically just sit there. They ferment until the next day, until that appointment setter or sales rep gets back into the dealership to contact those people. That's lost opportunity. That's lost revenue. Remember, J.D. Power says that the average internet prospect is searching 5 to 8 other dealerships, 5 to 8 other websites. If you're a single point Toyota dealership, it's not just your Toyota store. They're looking at Honda, Nissan, Ford, Chevy, whatever. And you don't have that opportunity because you don't have the right amount of people. And to compound that is the scheduling. Prime time to connect on the internet is between 6 and 8 p.m. So not only do you not have anybody, but you don't have anybody during prime time for that person's leads that are just sitting there. Now, let's turn on and take this a step further. Let's say you have 800 or 1,000 leads, but you have 3 or 4 people for that many leads. Remember, there's something called a residual flow factor. A residual flow factor. That means if you've got 800 leads, you sell 80 units at the end of the month, that means 720 people didn't buy a car. Some are dead, bogus, bought elsewhere, changed mind, crazy, cuckoo, whatever, they didn't buy. If you just drop that to only 400 people are going to carry over to the next month. That means we're in the month of September. If from September 1st to the end of September you had 800 leads, you spotted 80 units, 720 did not, but only 400 carry over to October 1st. If you have 400 in October plus 800 fresh leads, because you get 800 leads a month, that's 1,200 leads. Do you understand that by not having the right amount of people, it's not just handling those current leads, those fresh leads, but it's also, even more important, the residual flow factor, the rolling count of leads. What's worse is that not only do you not have enough people to handle your fresh leads, the rolling over leads, but since there's an abundance of leads, your reps can't spend the right amount of time nurturing those leads. That rep cannot spend enough time making enough phone calls, enough emails. Remember the stats. You only have a 2% read open rate from your emails on average. You only have an 11 to 14% connection ratio on the phones. So how you make this department work is by volume. It's a volume of emails, volume of phone calls. Because honestly, the smallest part is actually connections. We all know the hardest part of internet sales or BDC is just getting the person on the phone or getting the person to communicate with you. So if you don't have enough people working in that department, it's a grave miscarriage of opportunity. It's a grave misjustice on several different levels. Again, let me recap because I know I'm going fast. Let's go take it back. 1, if you don't have enough people, you're going to not be able to spend the right amount of time for the due follow-up, the due process for engagement for email and phones. If you don't have enough people, your scheduling might not be articulated the right way. You might have holes, gaps in your engagement opportunity. Theoretically, here's what should happen on the internet. Theoretically, You should be able to have a system in place from open to close in shifts. You are pounding away at the phones and pounding away at emails. I'm going to repeat that. The most successful dealerships in this country are dealerships that have it dialed in where they have enough people from open to close in shifts to be emailing and phone calling without stop and without failure. You can't go stop and go, stop and go. You don't want to go follow up, got an appointment, stop. Leave all the other leads marinating while you've got to do a product presentation, demo drive, delivery, and chasing steps. Or you're over here and somebody leaves at 5 o'clock and all those leads just sit there and marinate until you get back to work. I looked in different directions because it's ridiculous. You need to be laser focused with all of your prospects. Back in the day, 15 years ago when I first started selling cars, the internet was a fad. It was like incremental business. The internet is where everybody is at. Everybody. And I'll give you an example. Not by name, I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I've got a dealer group client in New England. Okay? They have like 5, 6 stores. They're selling 150 units a month out of their centralized internet department. Great. That might sound awesome. Like people are like, well, what's the problem? Because they should be selling 200, 250. But they've got 1,000. They've got 1,500 leads with the residual flow factor, but they got 5 people working it. How in the world are you able to handle 1,000 or 1,500 leads? I've got a single point dealership in the Northeast that's delivering 130 units. They've got 14 appointment setters. Not all full-time, but they got 14 appointment setters delivering 130 plus units a month out of their internet department. But you know what? They have 1,800 leads. This might sound crazy. If they had 14 full-time people or they had 18 or 19 people, they'd sell more cars. You've got to turn around and think of it this way. If you've got the leads, you need to put the right amount of bodies, the right amount of the right bodies, not just the right amount, but the right qualified people with the right aptitude that's trained the right way with the right standard operating procedure. So let me bring it all back for Make Money Mondays. You want to make more money this week, this month? It's not only Make Money Mondays, it's Make Monies this month. How are you going to do that? You need to turn on and make sure that you have the right amount of people versus your leads. And I got a lot of dealerships that come up with a lot of excuses of why they don't. Well, people cost money. Just do a cost-benefit analysis. Let me get closer. Camera guy, tell me if I'm out of frame. Okay, look, you need to do a cost-benefit analysis and find out, okay, I just turned around and sold 50 cars this month with 3 people. Okay, how much did I make? I made $100,000. Now, if I turn around and added another 3 people, I could sell another, 50 cars, potentially. Or if I added 4 more people, I could, make another $100,000. If you calculate the leads, the salaries, the bonuses, if you're going to make more money than you put out, like a lot more money, why the heck would you not invest and get more people? I got to tell you, it is all about the people. We spend all of this time and energy to do the marketing and advertising. The average cost per lead is $20. If you've got 1,000 leads, that's costing you $20,000. But to only have a couple people working those leads, it's a miscarriage. So again, what you want to think about after this video is go back to your desk, go back to your spreadsheet, go back to your CRM, and identify how many leads do I have and how many bodies do I have that are trained and qualified to work these leads? Well, Sean, how many should I have? Well, the rule is that you should have roughly 1 full-time person, in my opinion, for every 120 to 150 leads. Really simple. Again, so for every 120 to 150 fresh leads that come through, that should be 1 person. Well, I don't want to have full-time people. I want to have my salespeople do it. Look, I've got some clients that have no internet department or BDC that just work on an army of sales consultants. But I got to tell you, my experience, 15 years doing automotive internet sales, training 7,000 automotive professionals, making over $120 million for my clients. You know what I found? Is that the most powerful way to engage internet sales is with 2 teams. The appointment setters. From, literally from the second they walk into the dealership to the second they leave, all they're doing is making phone calls and appointments, while Team B is basically perpetuating the momentum from Team A. they're doing the product presentation, demo drive, and delivery. Because, and follow my logic on this, I'm going to close on this point, you do not want to have a situation like I'm a 30-car guy. Let's say there's people that sell more cars than me, 40, 50 cars. Let's say we're on a team. It doesn't matter how good, how smart we are. When we're stopping to do a product presentation, demo drive, delivery, it's my day off, my shift off. I just had a baby boy the other day. I took off of work for 3 days. Okay, if that happens, what happens to all those leads? If I'm a 30, 40, 50 car guy or not, who cares? Nothing happens to those leads. What you want to do, please listen to me, okay? I want your week to be stellar. I want your month to be off the charts. I want you to be all you can be. I know I stole it from the Army, no royalties, okay? But what I want you to understand, though, is to do that, you need to make sure that you're working all those leads all the time. Not just when you're not in front of a prospect or an up or doing a delivery or product presentation. You need to have a dealership that simply from open to close in shift is pounding the phones, making phone calls and appointments. This is a numbers game. Follow me. The more people you call, the more people you get on the phone. More people you get on the phone, more appointments you make. More appointments you make, more appointments you could confirm. More confirmed appointments, more people show up. More people show up, more people buy cars. More people buy cars, more money you make. More money you make, more money you spend. And more fun you have. Simply put, thank you. I'm out. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Make Money Mondays. If you like this week's episode of Make Money Mondays, you're going to love all the content on automotive digital training. So please go to automotivedigitaltraining.com and sign up today. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to call me on my cell phone at area code 267-319-6776. Yes, that's really my cell phone. Don't put it on any bathrooms or anything. Thank you. Bye.